You know, a lot of people ask me this question: what comfortable even means? The Dubai government now offers a retirement visa if you are over 55 and can show, but if that number feels out of reach, don't worry. There are ways to make it more realistic, like working longer, downsizing, or adjusting your spending. You can retire earlier with less money than most people think is possible. You know, a lot of people ask me this question: how much do I really need to retire comfortably in Dubai? And honestly, I get why it is on their mind. Dubai isn't exactly known for being low cost. It's exciting, yes, safe, modern, full of opportunities, but affordable, not always. So today, I want to break this down for you. Not just how much you might need, but also why the usual advice, like the 4% rule, might not apply to your life. Let's get into it. Hi there, my name is Khalid Shamim. I'm a wealth manager who works with residents across GCC, and lately I have noticed something interesting. More and more of my clients aren't planning to go back home when they retire. They are choosing to stay here in Dubai. Why? Well, for starters, Dubai has no income tax or capital gains tax. That alone makes it attractive. It's safe. The infrastructure is world class. There's always something happening. And for Indian expats, it's just a short flight from home. Plus, the Dubai government now offers a retirement visa if you are over 55 and can show a monthly income of 15,000 dirhams, that's around 4,000 US dollars, you qualify. Now, before you get too excited, while that number might sound low, 15,000 dirhams a month probably won't let you enjoy everything Dubai has to offer. So if we are going to talk about what it takes to retire here comfortably, we first need to agree what comfortable even means. To some, it might mean covering the basics. To others, it means living well, maybe even living large. So let's define what your comfortable retirement looks like. Because once we know that, we can figure out how much you'll actually need. What is a comfortable retirement? Well, it means something different to everyone. To one person, comfort might mean covering the basics: rent, food, healthcare, and not much more. To someone else, especially here in Dubai, it could mean keeping up with the lifestyle they have built over their career. You see, Dubai gives you so many options, and when money isn't as tight as it used to be, people start spending differently. So let me speak from my experience. Most of my clients are wealthy residents. They earned well, lived well, and now they want to retire well. For them, a comfortable retirement means keeping that same high standard of living, even without a regular paycheck. I think that's a fair definition. A comfortable retirement is one where you can keep living the way you want without having to cut back or worry about money. After all, retirement is supposed to be the time when you finally get to enjoy life on your own terms. So, if that's your goal, the first step is to understanding what your expenses would look like once you stop working. Now that we have covered what comfortable means, let us talk about what you will actually spend money on in retirement. And I'll start with something that might already be on your mind, especially if you live in Dubai: healthcare. Dubai has got excellent healthcare. That's not the problem. The issue? When you retire, you no longer get health insurance through your employer. So now you have to pay for your private health insurance yourself. And depending on your age and medical history, that can be expensive. For most retirees, especially those in their 50s and older, private health insurance costs around 30,000 dirhams per person per year. So a family of 4, that's roughly 7,000 dirhams a month. That's a big expense. But thankfully, it's also predictable. Alright, let's move on to something more fun: entertainment. Now, Dubai is sometimes called the playground of the rich, and honestly, it lives up to its name. If you have the money, you can have a lot of fun here. From theme parks to fine dining, movies, parties, festivals, there's always something happening. And don't forget travel. You'll probably want to go back home now and then, or take trips with your family. The sky really is the limit here. You can spend as little or as much as you want. Want to keep things simple? You could easily stay under 5,000 dirhams a month. But if you're enjoying life and making memories with your family, it's not hard to spend more. It all depends on how you want to live. Education. The schools in Dubai can be expensive, but if you are thinking about retiring in your late 40s or early 50s, your kids are probably past that stage already. Now we are talking university years, and if you want them to get a top quality education, many families look outside the UAE to universities in Europe, the US or Canada. But let's be real, those universities don't come cheap. Once you factor in tuition fees, housing, daily expenses and flights back home, you're easily looking at 10,000 dirhams a month per child. And that's on the low end. For most people, it's even more. So yes, education is a big expense. And if you have kids, this is something you need to plan for before you retire. Now let's talk about day-to-day spending. These are the things you will likely spend money on every month. Things like utilities, foods, cars and more. I'm going to base these numbers on a family of 4 with no mortgage and a home already paid off. If your situation is different, like if you have a mortgage or more people in the house, your cost will be higher. Or if your kids are grown and gone, they'll probably be lower. So here's what a typical monthly budget might look like. Health insurance, 7,000 dirhams. Entertainment and travel could be more than 5,000 dirhams. University education for 2 people, 20,000 dirhams. Utilities, 3,000 dirhams. Cars, which also includes insurance, fuel, service, 3,000 dirham. House help, 2,000 dirhams. Groceries and eating out, 10,000 dirhams. Pets, 1,000 dirham. Miscellaneous, 4,000 dirhams. That brings us to a total of around 55,000 dirhams a month, which is about 15,000 US dollars. Let's break it down a bit further. Utilities, water and electricity are cheap in Dubai, but phone and internet bills, not so much. For a family of 4, plan on around 3,000 dirhams a month. Cars, 2 vehicles with insurance, fuel and regular servicing will cost around 2,000 to 3,000 dirhams a month. Of course, if you drive something luxury, that number can go up fast. House help. Most families here hire help for cleaning. Like dust builds up quickly and life gets busy. You're looking at around 2,000 dirhams a month for that. Food, for groceries and eating out, 10,000 dirhams a month is a good average. That includes both cooking at home and dining out. If you eat out less, you can cut back. Pets, if you have got 1 or 2, you should budget around 1,000 dirhams a month. That covers food, vet visits and all the little extras, and finally miscellaneous expense like clothes, gadgets or just the occasional splurge. Set aside around 4,000 dirhams a month for that. So yes, 55,000 dirhams a month adds up pretty fast. Now I should say, this is just a guide. Your spending might look completely different. This is based on what I see with my clients, family who want to live well in Dubai after work. One last thing to think about, as you get older, your expenses often go down. Why? Well, your kids graduate from university and they are financially independent. And many people also slow down a bit. A night out for dinner and a show becomes a quiet evening at home watching a movie. So while 50,000 dirhams a month might feel high now, it might not stay that way forever. So how big a retirement nest egg do you need? Now, when it comes to planning for retirement, a lot of people use what's called the 4% rule. What does that mean? It means you take out about 4% of your savings each year. That money covers your living expenses and you adjust it slightly every year for inflation. Let us test this with our earlier numbers. $15,000 a month, that's $180,000 a year. If that's just 4% of your savings, then according to this rule, you will need $4.5 million before you can retire. Yes, $4.5 million. That sounds like a lot. And honestly, it is. For most people, that number feels impossible. So what if you don't think you will have that much saved by the time you want to retire? Well, there are a few options. Number one, work longer, retire later. You will get two benefits: more time to save and less time living off your savings. But what if that's not an option? What if you are done with full-time work? Then maybe try semi-retirement. Do part-time work you enjoy. More freedom, some income coming in. Option 3, downsize your home. Once the kids moves out, why keep a mansion with 5 bedrooms? Option 4, reduce your spending. Not always easy, but worth looking at. Sometimes cutting 1 or 2 things can free up a surprising amount of money. Now, before you go changing your whole life around, let me tell you about option 5. This one is usually only for high net worth individuals, and it's why many of my clients live well in retirement, spending around $180,000 a year, even though they have only 2 to 3 million in investable asset. They also tend to retire earlier than most, often in their late 40s or early 50s. Now, how do they do it? Simple. They don't follow the 4% rule. Now, while 4% rule can be useful, it's really more of a guideline than a strict rule. And after 18 years in this business, I have found that it's often too conservative, especially for high net worth individuals. Here's the truth. You can retire comfortably in Dubai with far less than $4.5 million. Why? Well, let's start with one big reason. If you are spending a lot on things like fine dining, travel, or luxury cars, those are wants, not needs. That means if your investment have a slower year, you can cut back without hurting your quality of life. So during down years, you spend a little less, and during good years, you can enjoy a little more. It's flexibility like this that makes the 4% rule too strict for many people like you. Second reason, maybe leaving a large inheritance isn't your top priority, and that's okay. If your goal is to enjoy your money during your lifetime, not leave it all behind, then you don't have to worry about preserving every dollar. You can afford to use some of your principal, and that opens up more options for how you live. Third, and this is a big one, high net worth individuals like you have access to investment opportunities most people don't. Opportunities that can generate strong, consistent returns that cover your lifestyle and even grow your wealth over time. That's why many of my clients can retire earlier and with less money than the 4% rule suggests. Now, here's the good news. As a wealth manager, I specialize in finding my clients investments that can bring in steady returns, usually between 8 to 14% a year. And the best part, these investments are extremely safe. In fact, your capital can be fully protected, meaning even if the investment goes down in value, you still get back all your original money back. Think of it like having a seat belt for your wealth. You get growth potential without the fear of losing what you started with. For years, this type of investment was only available to the world's wealthiest investors with a minimum of $1 million or more. But things have changed. Thanks to new technology and updated rules, these opportunities are now much more accessible. So if you are a resident in GCC and you want to grow your wealth safely for retirement without worrying about market crashes, then I invite you to learn more. There's a link in the description below. Click through, take a look, and see how we help clients like you build secure, lasting income in retirement. So to sum up, if you are just starting to think about retirement in Dubai, the 4% rule is a good place to begin. Take your yearly expense, multiply by 25, and that gives you a rough idea of how much you might need. But if that number feels out of reach, don't worry. There are ways to make it more realistic, like working longer, downsizing, or adjusting your spending. And if you're a high net worth individual, you don't have to follow the 4% rule at all. You can retire earlier with less money than most people think is possible. If you would like to learn more about how that works, just click the link in the description below. My name is Khalid Shamim. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.